Two idiots talking over stuff. Talking over. Talking over. Talking over.
What's up, you fucking idiots?
What's up, idiots?
Nothing. I was just thinking, ever since I made this theme song, I've been itching to remake it, and I can't. I don't know if that's just my like drive for change. I do like changing shit a lot.
What, would it be similar, or are you thinking completely different?
Completely different, probably.
But I like this one.
I like this one too, but like every time I hear it, I get the itch. I'm like, I don't know. I think I just like making theme songs.
I think you do too, because the same thing happened on my other podcast, Spell You Later,
Yeah.
where we had one theme song written by Jesse, and then a couple episodes in, he went, I have a different one.
Yeah, but I did not like that first one. I quickly decided I hated that first one, and I feel like the second one's way better.
The second one is definitely better, but I still sometimes think about the first one and like it, but I want to figure out something else to do with it. Maybe make it a stinger.
I've never ever thought of that first one again. I don't even remember what it sounds like.
It had the was it Men in Tights reference? Not Men in Tights.
No. Right. Yeah. It was a loop. I was playing like a sample.
Yeah, a Monty Python thing.
Yeah, burn her.
Yeah. We tangented pretty hard immediately.
Who is we?
I am Felicia. I'm one of your hosts. You can find me at Felicia3 on Twitter and Instagram.
And I'm Jesse. You can find me on Twitter at @OutByNight, where I'm getting a trickle. See, I've been getting a trickle of followers, which I'm not used to.
Whoa.
So I'm wondering if it's from this or something else.
I have not been getting any followers, so if it's because of this, fuck you guys.
Maybe people don't know how to spell Felicia.
It's FELISHE 3.
Yeah.
And I think you can probably find me if you go to our Tito's social media, which is at Tito's Pod, TITOS Pod, everywhere, but mostly Twitter right now. We also have a website, www.idiots.fm, which has links to all our socials, including our Discord, which is a fun place where we talk about stuff we talked about on the show, or other entertainment stuff, or random stuff, or people just sometimes post pictures of their pets, and it's real wholesome.
That's true.
You can also email us at hello@idiots.fm if you have secrets that you only want us to know.
Perhaps tawdry secrets.
Tawdry secrets. Lastly, before I forget, this is only one of 2 podcasts we put out weekly. We call this one Hurting Idiots, and it comes out every Wednesday, but we do have a second podcast, which is not a second podcast. It's the same podcast. Second episode, which is a full watch along, which comes out every Friday, sometimes bonus episodes. But generally on that watch along, when we begin the movie, we ask our audience if you're ready. And right now it's kind of just me making audience noises.
You want to do like a recreation?
Sure.
No, I was gonna do the whole thing. Hold on.
Oh, okay, sure.
All right, time for the countdown. Felicia, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Audience, are you ready?
Woo!
Yeah, it's like that. Although that one sounded semi-normal. You usually make it sound like you're strangling a small child.
All I'm doing is saying, yeah, we're ready, but cupping my hands over my mouth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're trying to deprive something of oxygen, and it sounds like
it's just me. So if you don't want to just listen to that, we would like you to send us a recording of you saying yeah or yes or some expression signifying that you are ready to begin, and we'll kind of Jesse will kind of edit it into a cacophony of yeahs that will
Yeah.
play before our watch-along episodes.
My plan is to, over the years, collect hundreds of them, and I'll just keep putting them into the same thing. So eventually it sounds like a crowd.
And before you ask, yes, this does have the same effect as collecting children's screams in Monsters, Inc. It does give Jesse power.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for mentioning that. I should have
You're
brought it up.
welcome. Yeah.
That is important.
Mm-hmm.
Did we mention the email? Oh, yeah, we did. Send us
We did.
tawdry emails.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know if you want to.
I don't know. Send us boobs. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
I don't want a penis.
I cut you off.
You did. That's okay. I shouldn't have.
Hey, Felicia, what's
Hey.
going on?
Nothing too major. Today I went on a serotonin run for fall stuff, because around this time stores start putting out their fall collections, mostly
Mhm.
like craft stores or home goods stores. So I
Yeah.
went to Target. I was a little disappointed because all their fall stuff had a very Christian mom aesthetic, like bless this home type stuff.
Live, laugh, boo.
Yeah, not even, because boo, that's questionable. That implies ghosts are real.
Oh, I see.
But along those lines, like,
Live,
we
laugh,
believe
love.
No, again, that's a ghost. No,
They like ghosts. They have a ghost.
only the Holy One.
Yeah, he fit. Why don't they try to jam him into Halloween? They got an inbuilt ghost.
Excellent question.
Why are they bitches about Halloween?
I'm gonna make my mom some Halloween merch that's like the Holy Ghost says, "Boo."
Can we make our first
hallelujah?
Can we make our first show merch the Holy Ghost Christmas
You're
out?
not appreciating my pun enough.
I loved your hallelujah pun.
Thank you.
I'm just like, I'm seeing opportunity for our first merch ever.
I agree.
Why can't we have the Holy Ghost like trick-or-treating?
Haunted by the Holy Ghost? This home is haunted by the Holy Ghost.
Yeah, it's like
a doormat.
Yeah. But it's Jesus, but with like a sheet. You can still see his sandals and the crown, maybe.
And his arms are still outstretched and it has the holes in them. Jesus was
Jesus
resurrected.
Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
You're giving exactly. You're giving this fun thing the stigmata. We're just trying to have fun with the Christians out here, and you're like, yeah, put fucking nails in his hands.
It's because that implies the ghostiness too. He was resurrected. That's a Halloweeny concept.
That's true. Yeah, why don't they latch onto that? Why do they just go to demons and shit? You got a ghost.
That's an excellent question I've never thought of before. Yeah, expect some merch about that. But anyway, so Target was a bit of a miss. So was Starbucks. They didn't have any pumpkin stuff. But I went to Michael's after that, and Michael's is a jackpot of Halloween stuff right now. It's like Tatiana said, it's like a quarter Halloween. And if you're looking for, I don't know, a Halloween/fall serotonin boost, I would hit up on Michael's. Other than that, I did realize that I enjoy going out and just like taking a drive, but I don't really like stopping because the instant I stop somewhere, there's just like too much traffic, too much hassle trying to park, too many people. Like Target was just like overwhelming the amount of people.
What time of day did you go?
I went at like 1:30.
Dude, my cat is going insane. 1:30, you said?
Yeah.
On a Sunday? Yeah, I could see that.
I guess, but I figured it would be, I don't know. I figured it wouldn't be super, super crowded, but again, that's me who doesn't go out a lot. So yeah, it was just like too much. I get very like almost claustrophobic when I'm surrounded by a shit ton of people. And like, I hate when the store is crowded to the point where if you go down any aisle, there's another person in it.
Yeah.
Like, there's not an aisle you can escape to that's just you browsing. And then people have like no sense of space, so they could like walk right in front of you and grab something that you're looking at, which I would never in a million years do. Like if there's an aisle and there's someone in it, I'll go down the next aisle. I don't want to be in anybody's way.
I was like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just like the absolute audacity of other humans. I can't take it.
Would you do it if you could, like, let's say we all had like augmented reality built into us? Would the whole world ideally be a ghost town to you?
No, I don't think ghost town, but just like manageable, like a handful of other people who are similar to me, ideally, in that they're just like
Oh no.
just like quietly browsing,
You're talking about
respectful
like
of other people's space.
you're talking about like augmented reality eugenics.
No, I'm not.
Where
I'm
you
not
want to
saying they
filter
all.
out all the people you don't like.
No, I'm saying that if everyone had manners and like
Oh, I see.
acted according to societal norms, like respecting people's space,
Yeah.
ideally not touching them or like hitting them with your cart, waiting your turn to look at something. If I'm like in an aisle browsing and like obviously, say we're in the grocery store, I'm
Uh-huh.
looking at like two different products and trying to decide which one. If you nose your cart in front of me to like pick up a product that I am clearly looking at, you're a dickhole.
Oh, I would
So,
spin on it and then grab it and run away.
right? So it's just like, if people, obviously I'm kind of an extreme case because I don't like being around a shit ton of other people.
Yeah.
But I think if more people just respected boundaries in general, shopping would be a more pleasant experience. Also, ideally, not a lot of like, as I was leaving Target, someone walked in with, I kid you not, like 8 children who were all screaming and running around. And I was like, no,
That was
no.
I was just about to say, like, it is fully dependent on where you shop, I think, because
Yeah.
all of
Also,
my
I
all of
feel
my
like,
past stories like that are from Walmart at like
yeah, and I
9
feel like
p.m.
in a smaller town, a place like Target and Walmart, it's almost like the longer you're there, the odds increase that you see somebody you know,
Yeah.
and that like it's almost like a timer goes off in my body. I'm like, I need to leave now.
I always hated that feel. I never wanted to see anyone I know out and about,
Yeah. It's
even when I
never
was
good.
going out.
It's never a good interaction. If I haven't seen
No.
you in a very long time and haven't made the effort, I probably don't want to.
Even
Uh
even if it's like nice to see someone, you don't want to be out. You go to
yeah.
get something and you want to be home then.
There are very few people that I'd genuinely be like very happy to see in the wild.
Yeah, same. I feel that anxiety. I used to have it. Be like,
Yeah.
I don't want to see anyone that I know. And anytime I did see someone I know, I'd try to like, I'd be doing ninja shit trying to make it so they didn't see me.
I think it also depends on the layout of the store. Like if it's got wide enough aisles and like enough product diversity, like I don't know, there can be a lot of people in the same space and it doesn't feel super crowded because everyone is kind of has their own bubble of space around them.
Yeah.
But in a store where it's like one way in, one way out and you're just kind of in a circle and everyone has to kind of go the same route, that feels awful.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah. So I feel like just being in Michael's was fine, but being in Target did too much for my anxiety, and I don't need to go back.
Dude, what if you're stuck in line with someone you know, but they're like 2 people back?
Oh, that's absolutely happened before.
That's the nightmare.
You either have to pretend that you don't see them, or I
You
don't
have
know,
to
like
talk through 2 other people.
luckily, when I have been in that situation, it wasn't just me. It was usually like me and my mom, and we ran into an old neighbor or something. And my
Yeah.
mom is very social, so I can count on her to do all the talking. I
That's
have been
good.
out and recognized people and just avoided them to like a ridiculous degree, like hiding behind things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hiding's the
Yeah.
move.
Yeah. So, if I'm out in the store and I'm pretending I don't see you, don't say hi to me.
Yeah. And if I'm out in the store, you met some other Jesse. You met some other dude.
Jesse could be literally anybody in the store, and just remember that.
I was thinking about that. I'm kind of like I'm the many-faced god, maybe. From Game of Thrones. I could be anyone.
You might be. Wow. That's a new thing that we can associate you with, not just an AI of some sort.
Yeah, the many-faced man.
Yeah. I have one more thing before you get into what's going on with you.
All right.
And I'm sorry for talking so long.
I don't give a fuck. We came out with the Holy Ghost thing.
That's fun. True. I'm reading a book, which is unusual for me. I used to be a huge reader. Like, I'd be in Barnes & Noble every week picking up multiple things. But I think just as I've gotten older, I find I have less desire to just like sit quietly and read. But also, it puts me to sleep. And it doesn't matter how interesting the book is. The act of reading makes me want to fall asleep.
Right, yeah.
So I started reading a book. It's called In Defense of Witches, A Legacy of the Witch Hunts and Why Women Are Still on Trial by Mona Chalais. It's really good. It's basically about how the witch hunts kind of were this time in history where sexism was at its worst, and how it's certainly not done, and like how that ties into just misogyny in general, and how we're still today being affected by the people who kind of propagated the witch hunt mentality. So it is a very, very good book. I'm about halfway through. In Defense of Witches, A Legacy of Witch Hunts and Why Women Are Still on Trial. I just picked it up when I was at the bookstore. It was in their like featured section. So I was like, this seems like my speed. But yeah, it's a good read, but it does keep causing me to fall asleep and take unintended naps during the day.
That could be good. I feel like if your body wants you to sleep, then you might as well.
I guess so.
Do you listen to the last podcast on the left?
I don't. It gets recommended to me a lot. I've never given it a shot though.
They recently did their I like pick and choose the episodes I listen to because those guys are a lot and I can't listen to them for very long like in a row. But for their 500th episode, they started the Salem witch trials. And it's like a 4-part series.
It is a very interesting topic because there's a weird amount of controversy around it. About like there's a lot of deniers that it ever happened. There's a huge discrepancy in how many women were affected. Even places that have like memorials for these people are denying that it happened. So it is, everyone kind of tells stories about that time period in very different ways, and it's a little tough to discern fact. But for this particular book, it's kind of talking about just the overall trend and how it manifests today. So it's not super rooted in like numbers and accuracy like that.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it is. I recommend it if you want to be filled with like righteous feminine anger.
Oh, hell yeah.
Feminist anger, that is.
Girl power.
So what's going on with you, Jesse?
You mentioned books. I just wanted to mention that our friend Lexi has a Bookstagram.
She does. I don't remember. Do you know what it's called?
Yeah, it's Lexi but okay, so it's Lexi but with books, and there's a dot instead of a space between all those words.
Fuck yeah.
And she's got like 2,200 followers. She's doing work.
Dang, good job, girl.
Like she does effort. You can tell she's efforting.
Yeah.
Because all the stuff she posts looks really cool.
See, I know that she's real smart and reads a lot, and I'm sure I would like her recommendations. I have purposely not followed that account yet because as someone who was once an avid reader who has stopped for the most part, I'm like, she's just going to make me want to read, and I'm going to have to go out and buy all those books and they're just going to sit there.
Yeah.
But I'm following her right now.
Yep. And she has a Goodreads, the same name. But I'm not much of a reader. But I know Lexi is. Lexi reads like an ungodly amount of books. I don't know how I don't, my wife, Miriam, reads very quickly too. And I wish I could, but I got like a hint of dyslexia. I don't read very
Yeah,
quick.
I think it's for me like more of an attention span thing where a book really really has to hook me. Otherwise, my mind wanders and I read the same chapters over and over again because I don't remember what I read.
That's largely my problem. I'm
Yeah.
always like rereading paragraphs and shit because I lose where I'm at.
Yeah.
Nothing like brand spanking new in my life. I've been working on a comic book that you know of.
Yeah.
With my friend Box, short for Lunchbox, which is his nickname because his name is Matthew, and there's like a million Matthews, so he just goes by Box. But he's a good tattooer and a good artist, and we've been like,
I've seen some of the work he's doing on this comic book, and it's real good.
Yeah. So we've been working on this for a while, and we're still outlining, and it's still like I started to write a script, and I was like, no. I don't know if have you ever written anything like long?
Not that wasn't for some kind of assignment.
Like when I write stuff that's long and complicated, I find myself like making it more complicated as I'm like, because I'm a perfectionist. So as I'm writing, I'm like, oh, I need to explain this. And then I'll be like, I'll take a few pages and explain why this thing happens on this other page. So that's basically what we've been doing with our outline for several months. And this week did it again, like invented a new character, but it's also very, very fun and cool.
Do you want to say at all what the basic premise of this comic book is, or keep it a secret?
The premise is shifting. It started off as it's basically about a traveling exorcist. That I don't want to say what it was originally about because that's still in the story and it's like a reveal.
Okay.
But story has evolved. I could say this part. He does fake exorcisms. So he travels around looking for fake exorcisms because he's got like an issue with the real ones. He freezes up. So he specifically looks for people who are faking it. And then gets pulled into some real shit. So that's the basic premise of the comic.
Hell yeah.
And it's got like it mixes technology and religion a little bit in a way that I don't think has been done. And that part has been really fun to write. So we've been having lots of fun with that. We meet every week.
Cool.
Yeah,
I haven't heard any like plot points in a very long time, and I kind of want some of it to be a surprise.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna talk about it much because it's turning into something good, and I need people to read it in my life.
I think it started out as a very joke premise that kind of was starting out really like insane, and you've slowly reworked it into something actually compelling.
That's exactly what it was. Like it was a complete and utter joke. It was a pun. And then I was like, wait. It evolved as we were writing it, and it's continuing to evolve, and it's continuing to get longer. I think it's going to be like a decently long series.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but it should be fun. That was all I worked on other than some music stuff, but that's my meditation. That's what I do every week. So that's not really different.
Yeah. And
we watched a good bit of stuff. I feel like I'm missing something off of this list. We watched Top Gun Maverick. And that was a bonus watch along that's on our feed right now.
Some of my finest comedic material on that episode.
Yeah, lots of good bits.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have it in me to watch the watch along with my own voice, but I do want to relive some of those bits.
Yeah, I wish I could remember any of them.
We also watched Nope.
We did.
Which I'll just spoil it. That's our watch along.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I saw it with Miriam first because she came home early one day and my work was really slow. And I was like, do you want to watch Nope? So we watched it at like 2 p.m. and my TV's right in front of the window of like the front of our house. And it's a big window, which means all the sunlight like comes through the blinds and hits the TV. And the TV's it's like old and dying. We need to replace it. So the first time I watched Nope, I basically couldn't see any of the night scenes, which is important.
All of it.
Yeah. And I was
it's like 70% of the movie.
I was like also dozing off because I just eaten lunch and Miriam was laying on me and it was like warm. So just like I kept dozing. But when we watched it that second time, I really, really liked it.
Yeah, spoiler, I really, really liked it too. So if you're looking for a watch along that we're pretty overwhelmingly positive about, even to the point where we go silent for a while,
Yeah.
that's a good one, I think.
Yeah, this will be like watching in a theater.
Mm-hmm.
We still talk over it
Yeah,
sometimes.
we do
but
talk, but more in the beginning.
yeah, more in the beginning before it like enthralls you.
Yeah.
I watched When Harry Met Sally.
I've actually never seen When Harry Met Sally. I've only seen like clips from it for like really famous scenes.
It's like the prototype rom-com. I've seen it before. I watched it again because the James on Cinema guy the director that I
Mhm.
do that I watch along with
Yeah.
had it up, and it's okay. I like Sleepless in Seattle better if we're talking rom-coms.
Yeah, I'm not an enormous rom-com fan. I think it has to have something else going for it in order to hook me.
Yeah. When Harry Met Sally is like, it's a story about friends and sexual tension between them.
Hmm.
And they really play on that tension. And I don't know, it's well written. It's good. It's got good dialogue and Billy Crystal's funny. We watched True Blood episode 1, season 1 with Beth.
Yeah, I think on the last episode of Hurting Idiots is when you tried to convince me that I would love it. And then I realized Jesse doesn't even love it. He just really thought I would.
Yeah.
So I have watched 4 episodes of it now, 4 total. I have lost interest.
Already?
Not completely. I think I am still gonna keep watching, but I think what initially hooked me is like there's almost this murder mystery happening in the first season.
Yeah.
And like spoiler for this old show in the first episode of it, there's all evidence point to the fact that Ryan Quanten's character did it, and I just kind of wanted to keep watching to find out what happened there. And now that I kind of know, I lost some interest in it, especially because it just really, really feels like it wants me to be horny for vampires.
Yeah.
And unfortunately it is working in one vampire's case, but I hate everything about it also.
It is
So
super goofy.
but I also really don't like the main character. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep watching it, but I don't see myself, finishing all of the series.
In that show, Lafayette's my favorite character. Lafayette's who I thought you would like the most.
I like him so far. I think there's a good handful of characters I do like. I don't know their names well enough at this point. Lafayette's cousin, the best friend of Suki.
I can't remember her name either.
But I like her.
I want to say like it's not like Trish.
Kara or something.
Something like that, yeah. Tara sounds right.
Yeah, I think so. I like her and Lafayette. Everyone else it has something going on. Like Ryan Quanten's character is funny, but real dumb and real misogynistic.
I hate his character the most.
Yeah. There's another dude, I think Sam, the bartender guy, who's like, I almost want to like him, but he's super creepy and stalkery.
That gets better.
Yeah, so far he's not great.
Yeah.
And then there's Bill the vampire, who unfortunately I am attracted to, but also hate how fucking I hate the Southern gentleman thing they're really trying to go for with him.
Yeah.
Because that does not do it for me. But I don't know. I'm very conflicted about this show. We'll see what happens.
Have you been introduced to Eric Northman yet?
Is he the Skarsgård?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Jesse told me in episode 4 there would be another character that would make me horny.
No, and potentially.
And then Skarsgård showed up, and I was like, you think I'm horny for a Skarsgård? Like, they're good actors, but I do not have the hots for any of those Norwegian-ass bastards.
I don't know who's horny about who. I just know that show's about horny vampires.
I mean, it is. I was briefly introduced to his character, yes, but I don't think it's going to be for me. He's not a wet man.
No wet man, okay.
No.
All right. So I thought you would like True Blood. You did initially, and then it fell off.
I'm not out yet.
Not
I'm
out.
just more and more growing skeptical.
I was I can't remember what season. I never loved it. I watched it with Miriam. Miriam liked it a lot. I know that I liked season 1 a ton, and I think I liked season 2 more. It fell off a cliff like after either 3 or 4 when they do something that just took me out.
The last episode I watched the side plot was that Ryan Quanten's character drank vampire blood, which gave him an erection lasting hours and hours that he had to go to the ER to drain. Yeah. And I was into that because it was very funny. Yeah, it was. But also, which I know we have one more thing to talk about, but this transitions into something that I've been watching.
Okay.
I don't think you know this about me, but I really like weird ER stories and like weird medical stuff.
Yeah.
So I've been watching, it's an older show. It was an old, I think, TLC show called Untold Stories of the ER. It's on Discovery Plus, but there are only 2 seasons of it. And for some reason, I just was like, I need to watch this again because I used to watch it back when it was airing.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, it's so fucking insane. It's like anything from, this woman has a fence post stuck in her neck to this guy brought his sex doll into the ER.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
So I fucking love that shit.
I used to work for an ER doc. Like he ran this wellness clinic, and the manager of the clinic worked with him as an ER nurse, and they did the night shift, and she had stories, dude.
They
she
always
had the best
do.
Story.
I love that shit. I love talking to doctors about what their weirdest patient experience was.
Yeah. She had a story about like definitely constipation. And it turned out to be like a trophy or something.
Yeah, someone I worked with had a story about someone who put a flashlight up their ass.
Yeah, it's always ass stuff. And I like to put myself in the position of those people and think about where's the line? When do I go to the ER? Because I don't think I ever do. Maybe I just kill myself.
There's another show called Sex Sent Me to the ER, and it's all stories like that.
Yeah, dude.
And it's so fucking funny, but also like, horribly embarrassing for those people.
It's so embarrassing to like get something stuck in you.
That show, it's literally the real people retelling their experiences, whereas Untold Stories of the ER is all reenactments, but they make the actual ER doctor be in the reenactment, so they're always the worst part because they're not actors.
Terrible actors. Wow, that's cool. I kind of want to watch that now.
The special effects in that show are fucking good. Like they have, they're pulling rebar out of people's legs, and it looks disturbingly real. Yeah.
Sounds
so
fun,
anyway,
though.
All that to say,
what was that called?
That's Untold Stories of the ER
on Discovery.
Discovery Plus.
Untold Stories of the ER. Okay. How about Derry Girls? We watched season 3 with Lexi, Rob, and Beth. We finished it. The final season. I personally liked it the most, but everyone else seemed to think it was not the best season. I don't know. I was kind of on the fence a little bit. I think I liked all of them equally.
I just thought it had like more banger episodes. I guess it did feel a little bit more episodic. Like it had more, you could pick and choose what your favorite episodes were rather than you need to watch all of them to have like the concrete story. So
the one thing that show does do is like inject weird shit out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, I think in the writer's room, they're like, we want to elicit a response. How do we get that response? We can just invent this character or scenario and just plop it in there, even though it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Or like, we've never talked about this before, but by the way.
Yeah. And I don't know, for whatever reason with that show, like that would annoy the fuck out of me in most cases. Just like the lazy writing. But in that show, I didn't really care that much.
Yeah. For me, it's probably not as annoying because it's a very short series with short episodes. So I don't really blame them for kind of just introducing new concepts when they can.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot we watched the rest of season 5 of Schitt's Creek.
Oh, yes, we did. We did that last night.
Yeah, and it was a real sweet episode.
Yeah, there are like quite a few sweet episodes in that season. I will also say, like, I guess slight spoiler, but I won't be specific. There's an episode where a character comes out to their parents as gay,
Yeah.
and it was like really, really touching to me watching it for the first time because I feel like a lot of television shows and sitcoms in general will really play up that episode and make it like there's a lot
Yes.
more drama, a lot more turmoil with the family. And this
Yeah.
show just the person's family was super loving and accepting to the point where like it wasn't even a big deal at all.
That's what I wanted to say. This show in particular is smart about its writing because I think as it's being written, they know that tension is there.
Yeah.
Like I think they know that tension exists from your experience with other shows. So it's almost like they're cheating.
It's like they know that it's they're treating it like it's not just a plot point. Like it's a real human experience.
You experience the same tension as if though that guy's dad was gonna like disown him.
Yeah.
But then you
exactly.
get the high when he doesn't.
Yeah.
So you're experiencing both of those things. It's like really well written. And,
yeah, it's something that really, really struck me the first time that episode aired. And I think we skipped over it, but there's, I think, something even in the like credits of that episode where they post like a hotline to call if you need, you know, help in that area. So it was just like really sweet and really well done. And it didn't feel like they were dramatizing the experience or exploiting it.
Yeah, it didn't even feel pandery.
Yeah.
It just felt kind of natural.
Right. It was very nice.
Yeah, it was good. I like how that show's written. They don't really like attack your feelings for no reason, which is nice.
Yeah.
You know, the time for asking questions is right now.
Wow, that's good because we have a question from the Discord.
What is that question, Jesse?
Well, it's from our friend Giant Tom Hanks, aka Tyler, and he asks, "What movie or movies that don't have a post-credit scene would you make one for, and what would it be?"
I haven't thought that much about this, but the first thing that came to mind is something we watched super recently, The Fall.
Yep.
I think I want a post-credit scene where the man and the little girl like see each other again.
Oh,
and
like later?
Yeah, like have a reunion. It's like cute and emotional and like I don't know, maybe he tells her that he's doing really well and she says the same. I don't know. I think like at the end of that movie, I wanted something where like they're still friends, they're still in contact with each other.
Yeah. Like he becomes her uncle or something.
Yeah.
In name or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Mine would be The Matrix.
Oh.
And it would be Neo flying into the sun and then there's a poof and then it says the end.
So they don't make any sequels.
So they don't make any sequels.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so it's just The Matrix and that's how it lives on forever.
I feel like I could say the same of a lot of movies.
Yeah, just fucking do something that murders the main character and then says the end.
Like there's nothing leading up to it, but the post-credit scene is like, my time here is done, and they just shoot up into the sky.
Dude, maybe I'll edit that. I kind of want to do that. I'm gonna
do it.
I'm for sure gonna. And if I don't do it, poke me and remind me because I want to do it.
Great.
That's the easiest edit in the world to do. I could do it in like 15 minutes. And I'll run it on TikTok or something. Maybe that could be our first TikTok video.
Perfect.
I've been playing out a lot of hypotheticals in my mind.
Hey, me too. We have a hypothetical question from the Discord from Pretty Nifty.
Who is?
My wife.
Well, your wife.
My wife, Miriam.
She asked, what amazing TV show do you think could have turned into a terrible show by replacing one character, and who would you replace with whom?
Yeah, mine would be Alf.
Okay.
And I would replace Alf with Elmo. And that's an instant terrible show. That show becomes unwatchable.
But I want to see at least one episode of that.
No, I don't. I wonder.
But would it still be called Alf or would it be called Elmo?
Yeah, Elma would just be playing Alf. So the character exists. You just take out the actor, I guess. I don't know. That's how I
That's
read
very funny.
it. What would yours be?
So Miriam did originally post this question as what TV show would you improve by
Yeah.
adding a different actor?
Yeah, I
And
flipped it
I
around.
forgot that I actually did write something down for that.
Okay.
I think that if we replaced Jared Padalecki in Supernatural with also Jensen Ackles and he could play his own twin.
Oh shit. You don't like Jared Padalecki?
No. He's like a pretty shit human, I think.
So it would be Dean and Dean?
Yeah. No, it'd still be Sam and Dean. They'd just be twins.
Would Dean Padalecki act like Sam?
Yeah.
Wow.
It'd be the same character, but just Jensen Ackles instead.
I bet he could act like Sam.
But then I also had a question for you.
Okay.
I think my answer to the question as you posed it, which show could you turn terrible by replacing a character?
Uh-huh.
I would pick Hell on Wheels, and I think if you took Anson Mount, the main character, out of the show, I probably wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah.
And especially not for as many seasons as I did. But in that answer, my question for you is, if they took the Swede out of that show and replaced him with another character, would it have made the show better for you?
Oh, yeah. The Swede ruined so many. Every scene he was in, he ruined for me.
You know, it's funny. I was recently visiting my family was visiting from the East Coast, and we were sitting around the dinner table talking about television shows, and they were talking about Under the Banner of Heaven. And I turned to my mom and I was like, oh yeah, the Swede is in that. And they were both like, oh, the Swede. We love the Swede.
Oh no, why?
I don't know, man. It's just you. Everybody likes it.
No, he's just so like, I don't know. He
I know,
speaks like he's doing a play.
He's super over the top. He's like really comedically evil.
Yes. And it's just bad writing. It doesn't make sense how evil he is. And that fucking, and the fact that the kid, he never sees the kid who he fucked over completely.
Jesse really if anyone hasn't seen Hell on Wheels, I know we talk about it to death, but it's like caused the most controversy. But like there is a storyline where the Swede, the villain of the show, kills this kid's parents. And Jesse wanted so bad for this kid to get revenge by being the one who kills the Swede, and it does not happen.
They don't even
And he's
meet.
like outraged.
The kid just dies.
Spoiler.
Oh, who fucking cares? Nobody's gonna watch this shit past season 2.
Oh my god, it is a good show.
God damn, no, it's not. It is for a couple seasons. It's like tolerable. But he kills this family's Mormon parents.
Mm-hmm.
Leaves
he
the
kills
kid.
them so he can pose as the
he's like
man
posing
in the family,
which sets up. He poses as the Mormon guy, and then goes to the nearby fort and becomes like a Mormon leader there.
Mm-hmm.
Leaves this kid who then like finds his way to the main character of the show, and they have a relationship. And then they just fucking like randomly murder this kid. Like they build that whole thing up.
I know, but see, Jesse and I argue about this show a lot because everything to him is just like, oh, this is bad writing. This is bad writing.
That is god awful writing.
To me, I don't see it as bad writing. I think it zags on you. Like I think it just doesn't go the direction you expect it to go. The kid's death ends up being kind of a catalyst for all this stuff with another character named Ruth.
Yeah.
So he's kind of just used as like a plot device. He doesn't have a lot of autonomy.
He's 1,000,000% a plot device that opens the season.
Mm-hmm.
And then whatever, that loose end never gets tied up. And then the Swede who killed both of his parents just gets away with that shit. Like,
there comes a point in the show where like, and I think it really is the end of season 2 and on, where anything awful that can happen to the main character does. And it's like anybody he loves is gonna die, and it doesn't matter how or what kind of circumstances, like they're related potentially. It's
Yeah.
just like whatever they can do to torture the main character. So that kid was absolutely just a plot device.
It was. I was just like, I don't know, disservice to the audience, in my opinion. But who gives a fuck about Halloween?
Anyway, yeah, it's an old show. Watch it if you want to watch it. The main character is very hot.
So that's the hypothetical for this week. And we have some movie and television news.
We do.
Netflix is developing a feature-length adaptation of BioShock.
They sure are. And here's the thing. I love BioShock. I love the BioShock franchise. Infinite is my favorite, but I love the aesthetics of all of the games, especially BioShock, because it's very like 1920s dystopian art deco under the sea. It's
Kind of
like
matches that Pinterest board you posted in the Discord.
yeah, it is. It's a huge aesthetic for me. I have a BioShock tattoo, which is it's the plasmids neon sign from BioShock. And I just think the art is fucking phenomenal. That said, I'm super skeptical of this show.
Me too.
First of all, because if this is just an adaptation of the original BioShock game, it doesn't have the most robust plot. It like there is a plot, but I think, the onus is on the gameplay and the environment. So making a TV show out of it feels a little thin, especially if it's like a Netflix original, because that makes me question the budget. And how much effort are they going to put into making it look like the game? Also, the director, Francis Lawrence, directed The Hunger Games, Red Sparrow, and I Am Legend. I fucking hated I Am Legend, and I don't give a shit about The Hunger Games. So, like, that doesn't bode well for me at all.
No, I didn't think it would.
Everything about this particular adaptation makes me real skeptical that it's going to be good at all.
That's fair enough. The second bit of movie news, I guess, is that Dan Harmon says a Community movie is coming and says that the outline and pitch are complete. Did you watch Community?
I did not.
I loved Community.
I think it would be one I would enjoy. And I like Dan Harmon generally.
I think you would like Community. The problem for me is that I started disliking that show as soon as Donald Glover left it. So if Donald Glover is not going to be in the movie, I think I'm out on the movie.
Interesting.
And I would be willing to bet some money that Donald Glover is not going to be in that movie, but
maybe they'll have him just like make a cameo.
Yeah, maybe. If he's in it, I'll watch it. Even if he's not in it, I'll probably watch it just because Miriam and I watched the whole thing, even when it moved to Peacock or wherever, NBC, wherever it moved. It was on NBC. It moved to something else. I don't know. We followed it though. It moved to Yahoo of all places.
What the fuck?
That's right.
This feels a little bit like Clerks getting another movie now, where I guess not as much time has passed, but I saw the Clerks, I think Clerks 3, right?
Yeah.
I saw the trailer when I was in the movie theater, and it looks cute, but it also looks a little bit sad.
Well, which fits. Clerks 2 was a little bit sad. Clerks 2 will not hold up because there's like a big racist diatribe in the middle of it that does not hold up. Right? Like if a Zoomer sees that shit, they're gonna want to hang themselves.
Oh no.
But it's got a better story than Clerks. Clerks is just like disaffected youth.
The sad part to me just came with the fact that like one of them is like, I'm old now. What have I done with my life up until now? And I'm kind of like, ooh, you kind of are though.
Yeah, but it's got potential to be good. But I haven't liked much of anything Kevin Smith has done since Clerks 2. Steve says that Tusk is good, but I'm afraid to watch it.
No, I will not.
Yeah, have you seen Tusk?
No, but I will not.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited. I do want to watch Clerks 3 because I liked Clerks 2.
Yeah, I think it's kind of, it's a nostalgia play for sure, but I think there's kind of this phenomenon happening where a lot of franchises are being rebooted years and years, like 20 plus years after the fact. And it's like, on the one hand, it is a nostalgia boost. Like, people are gonna watch it. But on
Yeah.
the other hand, it's a little sad because you're seeing these people you grew up with very old looking now.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe it'll be great. But I think if I were super into the Clerks franchise when it came out, it might bum me out a little bit too.
I think I might be able to talk you out of that.
Well,
Because
it's not just Clerks. I'm just using that as an example. But I think, like, even, when they not rebooted, but when they introduced Girl Meets World
yeah.
after, we grew up with Boy Meets World, I was like,
Mhm.
I don't think I can watch that and see Mr. Feeney be 90 years old. And
No. I didn't
You know.
watch that because it felt like a cash grab.
yeah.
The thing with Clerks is that the original he shot with all of his friends, like it was on a shoestring budget, and he like maxed out his personal credit cards to make it. So those people were never going to be stars, except like Jay was, but it was basically Jay and Kevin Smith were the stars to come out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the others were just friends or like people he casted locally, so they were never going to really be movie stars. So when he did Clerks 2, that's a bag for those guys. Like those
Yeah.
guys are getting money that is nice for them because they're not really starring in other shit. So
That's
when
fair.
it goes to Clerks 3, I'm like seeing that same dynamic. I'm like, it's good that they'll get money out of it. It like lessens the sadness
Okay. That's a good point.
because it's those actors getting paid probably
Yeah.
like one last time.
Our third bit of movie and television news
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
And this is going to be a big shocker.
I wish
Personally,
I wish that
heartbroken.
I wish that I remembered to add a dirge to the soundboard.
The Netflix original Resident Evil series sadly will not be getting another season. Oh,
damn.
who'da predicted that?
So it was so bad.
So great of them to like leave absolutely nothing result,
Nope.
thinking they'd get another season.
That's the funniest thing about it.
Yeah,
is
it really is.
They wrote that whole thing and they were like, yeah, we're going to get a second season for sure.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up next time.
Nah.
No, sorry. Sorry anyone who was really into it and had your hopes up.
Yep. That's a thing that's over now. Sorry.
Sure is.
I'm kind of glad because I
Yep.
would have been tempted to watch some of season 2 and now I don't
Probably
have to.
same.
We come together on a huge silver screen because we need that, all of us. That indescribable feeling we get feels good in a place like this.
I'm coming.
Felicia,
Jesse.
there are 3 movies coming to theaters nationwide on September 2nd. What do you think those are?
Well, the first one you have here is called Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul.
Yeah, oddly the most promising of this list.
It is a comedy. It says, in the aftermath of a huge scandal, Trinity Childs, the first lady of a prominent Southern Baptist megachurch, attempts to help her pastor husband Lee Curtis Childs rebuild their congregation.
Yeah, coming out simultaneously in theaters and on Peacock.
You know what? That doesn't particularly sound tempting to me.
No, I'm probably
It
not
does
gonna
star
watch it.
Jordan Peele.
Yeah, that's the
And-
only thing. And Regina Hall's good, but
Yeah.
that's the only thing that has going for it. I'm not
So-
really into it.
Yeah, if you're horny for Jordan Peele, go ahead.
Yeah.
The second one here is Spider-Man No Way Home, the more fun stuff version.
Yeah.
In celebration of 60 years of the Spider-Man comic book character and 20 years of Spider-Man films, Sony announced that a fan cut of its massive hit Spider-Man No Way Home, dubbed Spider-Man No Way Home, the more fun stuff version, will hit theaters this Labor Day holiday in the US and Canada with added and extended scenes.
Yep. So
That's
if you're-
interesting. I'm certainly not going to watch it. But the thing is, Spider-Man No Way Home was a huge bummer. It was very sad.
Yeah. a
So,
little
like, I
bit.
guess I can see why they're doing this, but I don't particularly want to see a longer movie.
I think they added a deleted scene if I remember correctly, and like they add some extended scenes. So it's like an extended cut, but
Yeah.
theatrical for
Whatever
one,
they
one
add is
weekend.
ultimately not going to make it less sad than it is. The last one, did you have anything else to say about that?
Nope. I was just gonna
Okay.
say I added this last one. It's limited release. I don't know where it's gonna be, but I just wanted to watch it, and we only had 2, so I added a third one.
This is wild. It's called Blind Ambition, a documentary. 4 Zimbabwean men form their country's first wine tasting Olympics team.
Yeah, it's like the first Zimbabwean sommeliers. And I've watched other documentaries on wine stuff, and I always find it interesting. And this looks
Why?
good. Huh?
Why do you find it interesting?
Because that whole culture is batshit, dude.
Yeah,
There's-
it is. I live in Wine County. A lot of a lot of the guys you find on dating apps are sommeliers, and they are big up their own asses about it.
Yeah. I think that's why I like the documentaries about them, because I laugh at them.
Okay.
Like it's so stupid.
Yeah,
I find that whole thing to be real wacky.
it really is.
But I love the idea of these Zimbabwe dudes showing at the wine tasting Olympics, and there's got to be snooty white people.
Oh, fuck, of course.
So I'm very intrigued by this. I'm gonna watch it for sure. I don't know if you want to watch it with me, but I'm watching this for sure.
Maybe. It's kind of intriguing.
There was another. I wish I could remember the other movie. Oh fuck! There was a really, really, really good documentary about this wine scam. It was this whole like scam. Damn! I wish I could remember that. I'll look it up, or someone put it in the Discord.
Anytime we talk about wine tasting, I just am thinking about that Parks and Rec episode where the April pays to get to like be a sommelier in front of judges, and she's like, "This has hints of your mother's butt."
Hell yeah! I love April.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's watch this. How about it?
Okay.
Yeah. What's new on streaming? Because that was all for the theaters.
Looks like we got a lot to go through. Do you want to talk about the first one?
Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you think it is. It just came out. It's on VOD. It's a sequel to the 1986 Top Gun, and it's real nice. It's a good story.
It
And there's
is.
lots of good action, and everybody loves it, and I bet you will like it too.
And if you want to watch it, we posted a bonus watch along of it, and that's available now. So
We
you don't
sure
have to
did.
watch alone.
Hell yeah. The second is Nope.
Yeah, which is this week's watch along, which will release on Friday.
Hell yeah. And that's the residents of a lonely gulch in inland California bear witness to an uncanny and chilling discovery. Spoilers, it's aliens.
It's aliens. We all knew this.
Yeah. But
it's still going to be surprising, I think. I don't think it's predictable by any means.
we did actually do critic and user rating guesses on Rotten Tomatoes for this.
We did. We talked about this in the watch along, so apologies if we're repeating ourselves here.
Mm-hmm.
We both got pretty close, I feel, on the critic rating. I guessed 91 and Jesse guessed 97. The critic rating was actually 83, so I was a little closer there.
And I'm surprised it's that low.
Yeah, honestly. But the user rating is what really surprised us.
Yeah.
I guessed it would be 95 and Jesse guessed 87. It's only 68, which is shocking to me.
But I like on the watch along, if you skip to our thoughts on the movie, I do like a time code where you can skip. If you just skip to that, I read through some of the 1 star and like half stars, and these people are stupid.
Yeah, for real.
Like they're saying some real dumb shit.
Yes.
So take that rating with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
But that movie was fun and good, and like the technical achievements in it why that 83% seems weird. Critics
Yeah.
usually reward the technical stuff.
Yeah, and I was just surprised in general because it's a Jordan Peele movie and his others have done so well that I thought the
Yeah.
ratings in general would be a lot higher.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's good.
Yeah.
Check out our watch along of that this week.
Do it.
That's
The
already-
next one
yeah.
here we talked about a little bit because I saw the trailer for it, but it's called The Patient. It's a drama mystery thriller coming to Hulu. It's a series starring Steve Carell. A
Mhm.
psychotherapist who recently lost his wife finds himself held prisoner by a serial killer with an unusual request to curb his homicidal urges. It looks decent. Like, I'll certainly watch it.
Yeah,
I'm not used to seeing Steve Carell in non-comedic roles, and he looks like he's doing a great job, so I'll support him.
I'm for sure gonna watch this one, and I
Yeah.
think probably watch it with Miriam
I will
because
watch
we're
it by myself.
we're out of stuff to watch,
You
and this one looks pretty good.
can talk about the next one because I don't care.
Wow, I don't care either. I wanted to mention that Andrew Leeds is in this, who is Lee Cousineau from Barry. That's Gene Cousineau's son. I'm just gonna shout out anyone I see from Barry.
That's fine.
That was it. Okay, as Felicia alluded to, the next one is Andor, which is an action adventure drama from Disney Plus. It's a prequel series to Star Wars' Rogue One. In an era filled with danger, deception, and intrigue, Cassian will embark on the path that is destined to turn him into a rebel hero.
Wow.
I do love Rogue One. Have you ever seen Rogue One?
No.
I'm tempted to tell you to watch it, but you don't give
No.
a fuck about Star
Well,
Wars.
I honestly had intended to watch them all in release order so I could watch all the newer stuff, but I just couldn't make it past the prequels. So I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I don't want to just pick up on a random one in the series.
But so
I know that it might not necessarily be important that I watch the previous movies in order to watch Rogue One, but I'd
Yeah.
rather not.
Rogue One is the only thing in the franchise that can stand on its own. It's a very the thread starts in the movie and the loose ends get tied up at the end of the movie.
But I feel like no matter what, it's still going to have a lot of bits and bobs taken from other Star Wars movies that may only serve as Easter eggs. But
I mean, yeah.
So I'd rather have all of that background information.
That's true. You should at least watch the first 3.
I've seen the first 3 Star Wars movies.
I mean,
had a
like
really hard time
Last
paying
Hope,
attention.
whatever, 4 through
Yeah.
6.
Yes, I will eventually. It's on my to-do list, but I'm not in a hurry.
Rogue One is the one I would pick out of the entire list that you could just watch. But if you're not gonna, you're not gonna.
I'm not gonna.
This has Diego Luna in it, who is Cassian Andor from Rogue One. It's got Genevieve O'Reilly, who is Mon Mothma from Rogue One, and lots of other shit. And Alex Ferns from the Batman. He played Commissioner Pete Savage. I won't be watching this. I'm tired of. I'm fucking Star Wars'd out, and I'm MCU'd out.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
I'm gonna watch Black Panther 2, and that might honestly be the end of my MCU experience, except for like Spider-Man shit. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it'll be few and far between for me as well.
I'm getting real burnt out.
Yeah. This next movie, we talked about it a little bit when it was in theaters and we weren't super pumped about it, but I honestly might watch it on VOD. It's called Where the Crawdads Sing. It's a movie where a woman who raised herself in the marshes of the Deep South becomes a suspect in the murder of a man she was once involved with. The reason that I'm curious about it is because it stars Daisy Edgar Jones, who was Noah from Fresh.
Yeah, she's very good.
She's very good. Everything I've seen her in, her performance has been great. So I think I will check this out now that it's on VOD.
I might also check this one out just because I'm curious. I think I thought I was gonna hate it, and I can't remember if did we do critic guesses for this?
No, I don't think we really thought it was worth it.
Yeah.
It's not one that I feel like needs to be watched in theaters, but now that
No.
it's out, it feels worth a watch.
Yeah, it's based on an adaptation. I don't think we guessed, but I remember looking and being very shocked by the user ratings
Hmm.
because they were like 95. That may have dipped by
Dang.
now, but they
Probably.
were high.
Yeah.
But the trailer itself gave me like a really not a good vibe about how good the movie was going to be. It gave me like a this is kind of boring vibe. But
Yeah. See, I do my best to avoid trailers whenever I can because
ah,
they A can be misleading and B can give too much away. So I have not seen a trailer for this. So maybe that might be why I'm a little more
I will watch trailers because I'm a real snob about cinematography, so I can usually tell if I'm gonna like something based on the cinematography in the trailer.
fucking judgy.
I am judgy.
The next movie is called Me Time. It's a comedy. It's a Netflix movie. Follows a dad who finds time for himself for the first time in years while his wife and kids are away. He reconnects with a friend for a wild weekend. This
Yeah,
sounds like a dad movie.
we could just skip down to the part where it stars Kevin Hart and Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg, and you
Yep,
can do
yep.
your math there.
That's exactly.
You
That's
could do
like
the math you
without
want to do.
without looking at the cast. That's essentially who I cast in my head.
Yeah, that's all the math you need to do to figure out if you're gonna like this movie or not.
Yeah.
Me, no, no.
The next one, again, I think this one is a little self-explanatory.
I put this here for you.
It is called Maneater. After an accident during their vacations on a paradisiac, is that how you say that?
Paradisiac. I don't know what the fuck it means. I
Yeah.
guess it's paradise, but it's
Yeah, I
like
know.
horny
Stupid.
paradise.
Right. A group of friends is stalked by a large shark. This is something, because I love sharks so much and because I love Jaws so much, I often will get tagged in anything having to do with sharks.
Yeah.
I'm going to make this very clear. I don't give a shit about any shark movie that isn't Jaws. Maybe Deep Blue Sea, but even that's like a bad good movie.
The only reason I put this on the list is because I like vaguely remember that we had a rule coming into the show that we were going to do a watch along for any shark movie that came along.
I don't know about any, but we are certainly going to do shark movies now and again, because even if they're terrible, they can be fun to make fun of.
Yeah.
But don't assume I'm going to like it. Just
No.
FYI to people listening.
No, I didn't think at all.
No,
that you would
I know
like
you
this.
didn't. But like in my Fright Day group, I am the person who gets sent all of the trailers and press release information about any shark movie coming up. And
yeah.
I get it, but no.
I'm surprised you haven't gotten Maneater stuff yet.
Oh, I have.
Oh,
I just haven't done it.
Oh.
For reasons that are, I think, obvious.
Do we need to do a watch along for Maneater?
No, I don't think we do. The next one.
We did have that rule.
It wasn't, I don't recall it being every shark movie. I'm pretty sure we can pick and choose.
I thought it was everyone that is theatrical.
I don't remember ever agreeing to that.
All right.
Funny Pages is the next thing here on the list. It is A24. It's a comedy, a bitingly funny coming-of-age story of a teenage cartoonist who rejects the comfort of his suburban life in a misguided quest for soul.
I'm intrigued by this one.
I have not seen anything about this, and I don't recognize any of the names associated with it.
Yeah, it's written and directed by someone named Owen Klein. This is his first feature film. He is the son of Kevin Klein and Phoebe Cates.
Oh.
Who I didn't know those two people were in the same orbit.
Yeah.
Because Kevin Klein, I think, is old, and
Yeah,
Phoebe
I think
Cates
so.
is very popular for a specific scene in an 80s movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she's super old. I think like Kevin
No.
Klein is way older than she is, but
I think you're right.
but Owen Klein is directing this. It is starring Daniel Zolgadri, who is Riley in 8th grade. And the other thing that I saw on like deep in his credits near the front was that one of his first acting credits was for Hit Record on TV. Do you know what that is?
No.
Hit Record on TV is a thing that Joseph Gordon-Levitt started with his brother Daniel. And it's people on the internet collaborating to create stuff. So
Huh.
you'll have like someone who's a writer will post a script, someone who does music will post a score. And they would like talk to each other to make stuff. And there was this like 2-season run on Netflix of Hit Record on TV where they would take the best stuff from the site and then play them in episodes on Netflix.
Oh,
And I recommend it because it's fun. It's like, if you like art, you'll like it. It's very artsy and it's in celebration of art. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt's one of my favorite actors, and his brother died in 2010.
mm.
And he really picked up the mantle and like made Hit Record on TV a thing because of what happened to his brother. Yeah, but I saw this lead actor in this movie. One of his first credits was for Hit Record on TV, and I got a soft spot for it.
That's cool.
Um,
I also do recognize this other actor here, Matthew Mayer, Black Pete from Our Flag Means Death.
he's one of my favorite characters in that show.
He's very interesting.
I love how fucking weird he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miles Emanuel's the third credit, who has no headshot on IMDb. And I like internet stalked him a little bit because I'm a weirdo. Whenever someone doesn't have a headshot, I get like fucking intrigued about it.
Yeah, it's a little sus.
It's sus. So I looked it up and I found him on like Instagram, and one of his first pictures was with the lead. But it was like several years ago. So I think he's friends in real life with the lead.
That makes sense.
And they might be friends with Owen Klein. That would be my guess.
Hmm.
But Funny Pages by A24 is out on VOD, and I'm into it. I'm gonna watch it. I don't know if you want to watch it with me. But...
No, but if it's picked up by A24, it's gotta have potential.
Hopefully, Minari fucking let me down.
It did, but I think we weren't the audience for Minari.
No.
It was really well done. It just didn't do much for me.
A24's got a lane it can get to where it's too artsy for me.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping Funny Page. I'm like into Funny Pages. I'm gonna check it out.
Well, let us know if you like it.
I will.
The last one here on the list is Phantom of the Open, which is a comedy drama sport movie on VUDU.
I had to double take at that title.
Me too. I was like, what the fuck, sport?
Phantom of the Open.
Maurice Flitcroft, which sounds sexual,
Yeah,
a
kinda.
dreamer and unrelenting optimist, manages to gain entry to the 1976 British Open Golf Championship qualification round despite being a complete novice.
Yes.
I don't really care.
I know. I want to ask Benny to do.
No! Stop
This
giving Benny ideas!
This is based on a real story.
Ugh,
I want to do a sports watch along with me, you, and Benny.
I know.
And I've been racking my brain. I thought maybe Moneyball, but he's seen it. None of us have seen this, and I was like into this when I was reading up about it. It's really based on a true story, and the movie itself is kind of out of nowhere, but highly rated.
Well, Benny is a little golf boy, so he'd probably enjoy it. If we can get him to agree, I'll do a watch along, but I'm not
Hell
gonna
yeah.
like it.
Yeah, we gotta fucking tie that boy down. He's all over Nebraska doing comedy and shit. We gotta we gotta nail him to the floor to watch this with us.
Speaking of watch, what are we watching this week?
Hell yeah, we're watching Nope, which we talked about 4 or 5 times already.
Yeah.
Nope is great. Everybody should watch it with us and enjoy the movie with us.
I agree.
Do they need to know any? It's got a 2 hour 15-minute runtime.
Yeah, other than that, I feel like all you need to know is it's Jordan Peele about aliens. There you
About
go.
aliens, yep. And it's got Daniel Kaluuya, who played Chris in Get Out. He's very good. Keke Palmer, who's also very good. I really loved her character.
Yeah.
Brendan Perea, who I never heard of from the
Nope.
OA, but he's good in this.
Yeah.
And Stephen Yeun, who's your boy.
I love him very much.
Yeah. I didn't know he was Mark Grayson in Invincible.
I have not seen Invincible, but I have seen First of all, I wasn't a huge Walking Dead fan, but he was the only character I could stand in Walking Dead.
Yeah, I liked
I
him
also love him very much in Mayhem, and he did give a great performance in Minari, even though I wasn't a huge fan of the movie.
Yeah, and he was Little Kato in Final Space, which our
That's
friend
true.
Mike was in. And
Yeah.
Olin Rogers, that's his thing, and that's Mike's friend.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, you can look for Nope on Friday at 7 a.m. That's when it's going to drop.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Go ahead and go to YouTube if you want. You can go to the top of our website at www.idiots.fm and click on the YouTube link. And we need subscribers so we can have a name on there.
Please give us a name.
Yeah. And plus, the watch-alongs are just better with those videos.
We're
I guarantee
orphans. Please give us a name.
it. Please, sir, may we have a name? Please.
Wow, we did it, and we did it in under an hour and a half.
Did we? Oh,
yeah,
hell
just
yeah.
under.
Fuck yeah, let's go watch something. Wait.
Fuck yeah.
I think we're gonna watch True Grit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, let's watch True Grit about it. But
Let's
why don't
do
you
it.
guys have a very nice Wednesday evening and night?
Gross.
Bye.
Bye.
Why gross?
Why don't you just kiss him on the mouth about it?
Because we're on the
listening
internet.
To two idiots talking over stuff produced by.
Let's
Jesse
talk over
Stillwell,
this
with
too. Fuck
original
it.
Theme and outro
Yeah.
music by
We're
Jesse
two idiots
Stillwell.
talking over
For
stuff.
more information,
I
you
don't
can
like
visit
this
I'm
anyway. I want to
Jesse.
re-record this whole
I'm
thing.
Jesse. I produced this and I did the music.
Just
and
wait till I
am.
re-record this. I'm gonna give myself credit for everything I do on this show. It's gonna be fucking
This is my
crazy.
show. I'm Jesse.
It's gonna be fucking nuts how much credit I give myself when I re-record that. You don't even fucking know.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.